Welcome to the Rive 3D Balance. In this series, we'll design a seamless animation transition that works from any point in the cycle, and also set up a responsive layout. In part 1, we'll create the balance loop using 3D platform animation from the 3D Pencil series and set up a responsive layout. Let's dive into practice. Download the project file from the video description. Inside, you'll find the artboard with the completed hula hoop from the previous lesson, a color palette, and the background elements that we will use. In the first step, let's adapt the configured 3D platform from the new setup. Rename the master object to one stage. Delete the compositions with lines. Delete joy inner. Rename the joystick. Rename hula animation. Expand the hierarchy and continue renaming layers. Delete back side. Delete bounce back. Delete inverted pass. Delete up bounce back. Delete lights. Delete inverted pass. We've adapted the structure. Let's increase the platform thickness. To do this, select one upscale and change the Y position value to -8. Select low scale and change its value to 8. This symmetrically increases the platform thickness relative to the center. Let's recolor the top stage surface. Duplicate one up shape. Reduce the size. Recolor it yellow. The platform design is set. Switch to Animate mode and adapt the current timelines. Delete lights loop. Delete join inner. Delete lines loop. Rename the balance loop. Rename joy stage 1. Go to the balance loop timeline. Delete keys on low scale. Expand one stage animation. Delete scale X and position X animations. We see the top surface is showing through. Switch to design mode and select low shape. Open the Draw Rule 1 settings. Click on the target and select one up shape 2. Switch to joy stage 1 timeline. The display is now correct. Switch to the state machine and delete unnecessary layers. The hula loop has been successfully adapted. In the next step, let's create a duplicate of the 3D stage that we can configure independently from the original. Make sure Joy Stage 1 timeline is active. Select stage 1 and duplicate it. We see that the keys have also been duplicated on our timeline. Move the duplicate higher in the hierarchy. Change the index to 2 from all 2-stage objects. Select 2-stage and move it up along the y-axis. Hold Ctrl and also select 1 stage. Move it below the platform. Next, configure the timelines for the joysticks. To edit stage 2 independently, let's create its own timeline. Duplicate Joy 1 stage. Delete the keys with index 1 in Joy stage 2. Go to Joy stage 1 and delete the keys with index 2. Now we can control the stages separately. Select Joy stage 2 and change the source to Joy stage 2. Move the joystick. Hold Ctrl, select the yellow shape and delete it. Select 2-stage and change the selected colors. Select 2-stage animation and reduce the scale to 80. Go to the balance loop timeline. Add similar animation for stage 2. Select Joy stage 2 and set a key on handle. Select 2-stage animation and set keys for scale Y and rotation. Go to the timeline and expand 1-stage animation. Select both properties and copy them. Select 2-stage animation and paste the values. Move the keys. Next, select Joy stage 1 and copy the animation. Select Joy stage 2 and paste the values. Move the keys. We've configured the animation for the second platform. In the next step, let's create and configure the cone connecting to the platforms. This setup will be used when creating the responsive layout in the final step. Expand the hierarchies of both platforms. Select 2-stage and reduce opacity from precise positioning of the cone's top. Select 1 up shape and duplicate it. This layer will serve as a cone's base. Reduce the scale and recolor it. Select 2 low shape and duplicate it. This layer will serve as a cone's top. Reduce the scale and recolor it. Next, create the shape that will connect the top and bottom of the cone and serve as its body. Select the pen tool and draw the shape. Change its color. Create two bones for the top and bottom to bind the cone body. Duplicate a bone. Move it inside cone top. Reset the position to center it with the parent layer. Rename the bone. Duplicate it. Move it inside cone low. Reset the position. We've set the required position values. Now we can pull the bones out of the shape groups. Next, bind the paths to the created bones. Go to Edit Path mode, click Bind Bones and select the created bones. By default, all points are bound to the first selected bone, marked in blue. Let's rebind the lower points to the yellow bone. The bindings worked. Fix the draw order. First, restore the opacity of two-stage animation. Select the cone shape and rename it cone mid. Move it lower in hierarchy than second stage. Go to Joy Stage 1. Select low shape. Open the draw order settings. Change the target to cone mid. We see that the front sight also need to be replaced above the cone. Select one front sight and add a draw rule. Select above cone mid. Activate the created draw rule. Stage 1 joystick is configured. Switch to joystick 2. We see that the cone needs to be placed above 2 stage. Select cone mid and create a draw order. Set above 2 front sight. Return to Joy Stage 2 and animate the draw order. We see that cone top also needs a draw order configuration. Select cone top. Create a draw rule above front sight. Return to Joy Stage 2 and animate the draw order. The joystick is configured. The cone is set up and ready for responsive layout. In the next step, let's add ball animation. First, set the normal draw order for the cone shapes in design mode. We'll use the up shape plane to create the ball's circular motion path. Duplicate two up shape. Reduce the scale to 70. Add a stroke and remove the fill. Expand stroke settings and deactivate Apply Transform. We see that the created path follows the animation precisely, since it created the same plane. Press G and create a group. This group will serve as a tracker for path motion. Select Bolt Track and add a follow path constraint. Disable Orient. Click on Target. Hold Ctrl and select the created path. Change the group type. We see the target follows the path. Create an ellipse. Set its size to 50 by 50. Change its color. Group the ellipse. Move the origin to the ellipse base. Snap it to Bolt Track. Rename ball shape and move it inside the ball group. Add a translation constraint. Click on the target and select Ball Track. We see that ball follows stage 2's motion. Animate the circular motion. Expand follow path and set a key on distance. Animate distance from 0 to 100. We see the result is jerky and uneven, even with linear interpolation. Delete the follow path animation. For smooth and quick circular motion, use the path object's rotation. Animate rotation from 0 to 360. To reverse the motion, swap the keys. Go to Joy Stage 2. We see the ball should hide behind the platform. Select the ball object. Create a new draw rule. Select below target. Click on the target and select Too Low Shape. Go to Joy Stage 2 Timeline. Animate the draw rule. The ball is configured. Using this rig, adjust the desired animation with offsets. First, loop the ball path rotation. The animation is looped. Offset the ball rotation animation. Further adjust offsets. The balance animation is set up. In the next step, let's add shadows to enhance the current setup's depth. Select 2-up shape and duplicate it. Change the color to dark. Adjust the size. Move the origin higher. Further adjust the scale. Add a translation constraint. Enable offset. Click on the target and select ball track. Click on clip and select up shape. The ball shadow is configured. Next, select to up shape and duplicate it. Adjust the scale. Change the color. Add clip cone mid. Move cone shadow lower in hierarchy. Slightly lower the shadow on Y. Stage 2's shadow is configured. Next, configure the cone's shadow on stage 1. Select the pen tool and draw a shape. Rename a shape. Change the color. Move it lower than cone mid in the hierarchy. Create a draw order. Set below cone low. Activate the draw rule. Enable clip and select one up shape. Duplicate the cone low bone and move it lower. Select cone big shadow and go to edit path mode. Click bind bones and select the bones. Select the lower points and rebind them to the yellow bone. Object shadows are configured. In the final step, let's set up responsive layout for the animation. Go to Balance Background Artboard. Select Sun and Stars and copy the object. Return to the main composition and paste them. Move them lower in a hierarchy. Delete colors. Adjust the artboard boundaries to view the current effect. First, let's configure the sun layout to always be anchored to the top of the artboard. Select Sun 2. Choose Wrap in Layout. A layout is created, but for better control we need another child layout. Select Sun 2 and choose Wrap in Layout again. We see the position has changed. Go to Preferences and disable Absolute Mode for the child layout, so it's controlled by the parent layout. We'll see the parent layout icon has changed. Set the central placement. Now, by adjusting the top value, we can control the distance between the object and the top edge of the artboard. Set left plus right on the sides. The sun layout is configured. Next, set up the layout anchor for the stage 1. Select one stage and wrap it into layout. Wrap it again into a child layout. Disable absolute mode for the child layout. Adjust the parent layout settings. Switch from top to bottom to pin it to the bottom of the artboard. Adjust the distance. Let's set up the layout for stage 2 similarly. Done. The balance animation is successfully set up. To continue these projects and get access to full lecture, join our interactive motion course. Visit our webpage to explore all projects we'll create during the video lessons. And subscribe to our YouTube channel to get fresh Rive tutorials.